Hello everyone, I'm RiggyRob and welcome back to the Dark Souls 3 Soul Level 1 run. Last time we beat Pontiff flawlessly, I should point out. We got like 100% parries all in a row. And we also beat Aldrich after a few, few attempts, maybe just a few. It was about an hour and a half in total. And we made it to the Dancer, and we found out the Dancer is weak to bleed, so having the Bandit's Knife and the Carthus Root is good. And in between the stream that we did on Wednesday and today, we actually got an anonymous donation towards the Black Lives Matter movement donation goal that we set up. So thank you very much to the person that donated that $20. That's a fifth of the way there to that $100 goal for that Tiltify campaign. So thank you very much, whoever you are. I also corrected the Streamlabs goal, so it says 12 points now rather than the 13 it was showing up on the bar, which is important. Pimmsy's asking me a question, and I can say yes. And I died after using a Carthus Rouge just for looking in that direction. So thank you, Pimmsy. Well, I did play around between last time as well. I went to the Demon Ruins and I got the Estus shard that's there. Picked up the Pyromancy tomes and stuff as well, but I don't think there's anything necessarily useful for me. I think Great Chaos Orb or Giant Chaos Orb is available and usable at Soul Level 1. But chances are we're just going to stick with Carthus Flame Arc for most of the bosses. Apart from this one, because obviously you can't buff with fire and bleed at the same time. But yeah, Dancer doesn't seem too difficult to do. The bleed really does help getting that burst damage off every now and then. I just have to make sure I don't die and get distracted like I did last time. So, as with most bosses that are giant, you actually want to try and stay as close towards her as possible. And you actually need to make sure that you don't get grabbed, because that is a one-shot, even embered, at Soul Level 1. So really what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to roll into where the grab's coming from, rather than the opposite direction. Because, as you can clearly see, that grab does reach around almost 270 degrees around her. So. Oh well. Also, yesterday was the PlayStation 5 reveal event, so I figured I might as well give some thoughts about that. We didn't watch it and co-stream it live, we just ended up watching it kind of like most people did on YouTube. And I have to say, was not overwhelmed. Kind of underwhelmed, if anything. You know, this event that was bigged up as this is the future of gaming, and I did not see anything in that was screaming future of gaming to me. It could have been the fact that the video compression on the feed was pretty bad, so it made the games look worse than usual. But apart from Ratchet and Clank, I could not think of a game that was trying to take advantage of the unique hardware that the PlayStation 5 was going to offer. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, showing off the different teleportation between worlds and also in between levels by pulling that orange teleporter towards them. I got too greedy on that second hit. So, yeah. I don't like the look of it that much. It's kind of growing on me, but when we first saw it, me and Pimmsy were like, that's an ugly console. It's just not good looking at all. Like, you compare it with the Xbox Series X, which is just like a black box. It's, you know, the joke is that it looks like a fridge, right? But at the end of the day, when you want a console, you want something basically square-shaped that will fit horizontally, yes, that is a word now. Horizontally and vertically. Pimmsy's saying that she's taking off the worming collars that we put on the cats, as anyone who was following my Twitter may have seen. So, yeah, like, it stands out, but I don't think it stands out in a good way, necessarily. I mean, it looks kind of like what people think a futuristic games console should look like, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. Like, I've seen people make lots of jokes and memes about it. Like, it looks like Seto Kaiba with the collar. It looks like Yu Narakumi from Persona 4. Looks like a Wi-Fi router. Someone put a PlayStation 2 within a white folder and says that's the PlayStation 5. And apparently you can rotate the logo on the PlayStation 2, so you can actually make it look more like a PlayStation 5 that way. Yeah, I don't know. It's just... I was expecting to be wowed, and there were some good games shown. I mean, there was Horizon 2, which is called Forbidden West. There was the Demon's Souls remake, which we were expecting to see. No Bloodborne 2, I should point out, though Pimmsy was very disappointed. But there were some cool other games that were shown off, like Stray and Little Devil Inside. And yeah, it's like it was an okay showing in terms of games, I think. You know? Wow. Did not realize that could one-shot me. Oh well. Remus says, people would have also made memes whatever it would have looked like. Well, yeah, exactly. Like, that's what happened with the Xbox Series X, right? They said, oh, it looks like a fridge. And then Xbox decided to take advantage of that joke and have someone with a Xbox Series X in their kitchen zoom background, which was great. So, yeah. It was always going to happen, right? You know, that's what the internet is about nowadays, right? But still, I think it looks not great. I mean, the digital version... So there is a PlayStation 5 disc drive version and a digital-only version. And the digital version looks fine, right? Because it's symmetrical on both sides. But the disc drive version looks kind of wonky on one side. And it looks even wonkier when you put it horizontally as well. So I was just thinking, it's like, this is not what you want from your games console. Wow. Okay. I think I jumped too early into that. Remus thought it looked great. Okay, well, like I said, it might grow on me. I think it depends on what limited editions look like. Because I'm looking at my PlayStation 4 now, and it's the Destiny White limited edition, right? And obviously the default PlayStation 4 when it came out was basically like a black slab with angled front. So there's airflow running in between the sides and the back. And I think that's what they've tried to concentrate on with the PlayStation 5, is where having it horizontally or vertically, airflow should be good. And that will hopefully address some problems that people have had with their PlayStation 4s being very loud. So PlayStation 5s should be much quieter. Supposedly. Like, I don't know. But that seems like it was a big consideration. I slept a little bit last night, but not too much. Demon's Souls made me too excited. So I've seen some people actually complain about the look of the Demon's Souls remake, actually. So it's being done by Bluepoint, who did the Shadow of the Colossus one. And people have said that they've lost, like, the Japanese flair of making it feel like a dreamlike world. It's very westernized because that's what people expect from, you know, generic fantasy. Well, dark fantasy, I guess, would be the reason. When I first saw it, I was like, hang on, there are some things in here that really do not look like Demon's Souls whatsoever. And that's because it's got the Bluepoint sheen on it, as it were. There we go. So yeah, I mean, still looking forward to it, because at the end of the day, it is a Souls game. Should not have gone greedy for that, but that's fine. I think she's about to pull a sword out. Yeah, okay. Alright, get greedy with 2 hits. And then just let her tornado spin all the way to the other side of the stage. Okay, I don't seem to be able to roll through or run through the pews. Okay, so let's try and get close to her again now. Yeah. Pimmsy really loved the idea of playing as the cat in Stray. And to be honest, I do too. Oh wow, she does a jumping attack. Okay. I totally forgot she does that. The other thing is that, other than Spider-Man Miles Morales, Sackboy A Big Adventure, and Astro's Playroom, was there any dates for 2020? It says holiday 2020, but there's no specific release date yet, which makes sense because we're still in June, and there's probably fine-tuning whether they want to have an October or November release date and when exactly they want to have it in there, right? But that's only 3 games. Demon's Souls was not announced for 2020 as far as I know. They said there's going to be more info in August, but that doesn't mean it's going to be released in August. Obviously, because, you know, the console needs to be out, right? And then there's also the other fact that I think a lot of the games that they did show off will in fact be playable on the PlayStation 4 as well as PlayStation 5, because it makes sense to me, right? They didn't show off anything that looked necessarily like an exclusive. At least yet, to PlayStation 5. Oh no, they did actually. Sorry, that's a lie. Project Athia, the Square Enix one, was definitely a PlayStation 5 exclusive. In regards to games that seem to take advantage of the next gen, there was also Project Athia and Kena Bridge of Spirits that really take advantage of it. Okay, yeah. So Kena Bridge of Spirits was the one that Pimmsy said looked like Pikmin, and I kind of agree, because it's lots of little minions running around, lifting enemies and doing puzzles and stuff like that, so... yeah, but yes, you're right. Project Athia and Kena were 2 that look specifically for PlayStation 5. Going by some of the news reports today, there's been a bit of confusion about Spider-Man Miles Morales, about whether it's actually Spider-Man 2, which I don't think it is, whether it's a remaster or a remake of Spider-Man PS4 for PlayStation 5, which I still don't think is true either, or whether it's a standalone game like Uncharted Lost Legacy or Infamous First Light, which is what I do think that Miles Morales game is. Because apparently in Spider-Man PlayStation 4, you do find Miles in-game, and he gets his powers during that game. So. Yeah. But the messaging they had on that was not 100% clear. Ooh. Also, I haven't used Carthus Rouge on any of the subsequent attempts because I didn't want to waste it. I've only got 6 left. I was debating whether to like grind for souls to try and get more, but I was like, that's probably going to be a waste of time. I still do all have the boss souls, so I can use those instead if I need to in a pinch, but I don't think it's necessary just yet. I'm getting greedy with that second hit. Gonna have to make some space. I'd actually prefer for her to destroy more of the pews, because then it gives me more space to run around in. And there's the jump. How quickly does bleed go away? Does anyone know? Because that would be interesting to figure out during this boss fight. Godfall is also exclusively for PlayStation 5. Is also on PC and also holiday 2020. Yeah, Godfall didn't seem to be that interesting, honestly. Like, it wasn't the type of game that me and Pimmsy were all that enthusiastic about in the first place. Like, the genre just isn't what we're into. But it didn't look amazing either. Spider-Man Miles Morales is exactly like Uncharted Lost Legacy. It was confirmed by Jason Schreier later on. Okay. Because there's been conflicting reports about that. Apparently, Jason Schreier said that Insomniac's next game was not going to be the Spider-Man sequel, which makes sense because they announced Ratchet & Clank, which is the Insomniac game. So it's possible that Spider-Man Miles Morales isn't actually being done by Insomniac. But yeah, the messaging on it was not 100% clear. And considering they've done Uncharted Lost Legacy and Infamous First Light, you'd think that Sony would know how to present this game that is not a full sequel / is only a spin-off. Just trying to get a few good hits in. Yeah. Good. There was a game called Returnal, which Pimmsy and I thought looked a bit It looked cool, but the name was extremely silly. Like, Returnal, what is that even supposed to mean? But the whole die in a sci-fi alien world, come back and figure out what's actually happening to you kind of thing seemed like an interesting concept. Big jumps. Alright. When she does the big jump in second phase, don't try and punish her, because there is a follow-up. Really, the gameplay showed is exactly what got me excited about it since I wasn't first. So the gameplay for Miles Morales was I didn't think there was that much. There was the whole lightning cinematic thing, and then you saw him swinging through the buildings every now and then. The ghost transformation, attacking enemies and things like that. But speaking of someone who hasn't played Spider-Man PlayStation 4, is that not already kind of in the PlayStation 4 game? You know what's an interesting concept? Wine. Hello, Wadgy. Thanks for joining the stream. How are you doing today? Hello. Oh, the gameplay for Godfall is what made it look interesting to read. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Wasn't too enthusiastic about it. Yep. Okay. Oh, just two. Whoa. Heal up. I actually prefer her to do lots of grab attacks in the first phase, because those are easily punishable. Whereas any other swings that she does are liable to hit me. Like now. Oh dear. Did you happen to watch the PlayStation 5 reveal event, Wadgy? Just talking about how we were not very impressed by it. At the end of the day, a lot of it will depend on A, how expensive it is, and B, what games it gets, right? So the fact that Demon's Souls Remake is going to be available exclusively on PlayStation 5 is, well, you're not going to be able to play it anywhere else, right? So that's a reason to buy a PlayStation 5. But I'm thinking back to when we bought our PlayStation 4, and that was in 2015, after Bloodborne release. So I have a feeling something similar might happen, where the game will come out with Spider-Man and Sackboy and Astro's Playroom at launch, but Demon's Souls or, you know, follow-up games that people are interested in, like Resident Evil 8 Village, for example, won't come out until like the January or even like the March afterwards. Because I think Bloodborne released in March 2015. Grab. Yeah, there we go. I mean, Sackboy's adventure looks pretty decent. It's like Sackboy Mario 3D World, essentially. That's interesting. You know, it's a game for the whole family to play and enjoy, stuff like that. So, you know, it was nice. But not wowing in such a way, I don't think. Obviously, if they continue to have the Little Big Planet style of user generation and levels and stuff like that, like having a 3D Mario Maker-esque kind of thing would be nice. Again, haven't played Astrobot's VR thing, so don't know how well that plays necessarily. Ooh. So I can roll through the pews, I just need to make sure I can do it. Big stab, stab. Did I block that? Okay, so I can block one, but I can't block the follow-up at least. So there's the Demon's Souls remake and Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned Horizon. No, I did. I mentioned Horizon Forbidden West, but yeah, that was pretty good. The whole tropical theme was pretty cool. I was stoked about it, and during the whole presentation, though. That's fair enough. You know, people are obviously very excited about PlayStation 5. We've got the Water Demon here as well. Hello, Water Demon. Thanks for joining the stream. How you doing today? We're just discussing the PlayStation 5 reveal event. I did think it was really weird that they started off the presentation with GTA 5. Like, Of course, they're going to try and bring GTA to PlayStation 5, and it makes sense, GTA 5, PlayStation 5, whatever. But that came out 7 years ago. That's a PlayStation 3 game. Why are they, like, the very first thing they're showing in their event for PlayStation 5 is something that's over half a decade old? Why? Like, oh, I got grabbed. Like, I was expecting them to show, like, a proper blowout, this is what PlayStation 5 is capable of. And they showed a game we already know about. And yeah, alright, GTA 5 is one of the best-selling games of all time, and, you know, the fact that it will have GTA 5 is a big system seller because people really love GTA. But yeah, it's just like, why did they start with that? To be honest, start weak and build it up. Also, the upgrade is free. GTA 5 is useless and should just die. I mean, it's not useless, right? The whole GTA Online thing is doing very well for Rockstar at the moment. But, yeah, it's just like... If it had been, like, my personal opinion on what to show off, I would have gone with the Ratchet and Clank thing first to sort of demonstrate this is what PlayStation 5 is capable of in terms of level loading. Then go into the whole sports game, GTA 2K thing, because they saved the basketball thing right till the end. Or at least, like, you know, 3/4 of the way through. And it's like, yes, we understand there's going to be sports games on the PlayStation 5. You don't need to tell us this, really. I mean, they do, because it's, you know, at the end of the day, it's a marketing event, right? But still, it's just like, it's not necessary, I don't think. I rolled into that. I deserve that. Okay, but this doesn't have a follow-up. That's good. Well, not a quick follow-up, at least. To be honest, I don't like GTA 5, but yeah, apparently a lot of people still play it. Well, it's made Rockstar able to make Red Dead Redemption 2 and, you know, just completely blow other companies out of the water in terms of profit made and so on. Maybe they're trying to do what Skyrim does. Just sell GTA 5 forever, port it to every single system. At the end of the day, though, surely they have to provide new content in GTA 5. Like, Skyrim came out on PlayStation 3 and was terrible, according to all the bugs and performances and so on. And then it came out again on PlayStation 4, but it had the special edition, which is all the DLC included. You could apply mods, things like that. So unless they're going to do something similar with GTA 5, it's like, well, it's GTA 5. You know what this is. You've played it for the last 7 years. So, I don't know. Maybe. It makes sense business-wise for them to do that, but it's just kind of not impressive to me, at least. Yes, I kick you in your booty. Need to make space. Yeah, I got too greedy on that hit. Skyrim is a joke at this point compared to what other game studios did, while Bethesda Game Studios refuses to embrace change. Deathloop seems interesting. It's published by Bethesda. It's made by Arcane Studios, who did the Dishonored and Prey. Yeah, I was actually expecting another Dishonored game. But Deathloop did look okay. In fact, speaking of games that we saw, me and Pimmsy were very surprised at just how many protagonists were people of color and female as well. Like, there's Kina, which had sort of an Asian aesthetic, or at least, you know, traditionally Japanese style, right? Obviously, there was Deathloop, which has a black protagonist, both male and female. Obviously, there's Miles Morales. Who else was there? Returnal featured a white woman, I believe. Who else was there? But yeah, just like commenting on the whole I need diverse games thing. Me and Pimmsy was thinking, it's really surprising just how few games have... Oh, wow. Didn't even get a chance to heal. It was really surprising how few games do have protagonists from black and minority ethnicities. So it was really cool to see. Mechanically, it seems Deathloop has a lot of stuff inspired by Dishonored. Yeah. I think there's like... Isn't there time rewind powers in Dishonored? So you can kind of do something like that in Deathloop as well. I was half expecting it to be like a Prey 2 game, but I don't know how well Prey did for Arcane Studios to consider making another one. Although at the end of the day, it's Bethesda who are the publisher, right? So they've got the ultimate say on whether a game gets made or not, because they're the ones funding it. So yeah, was there anything else like spectacular wowders? I did say on Twitter that I thought the standout was Little Devil Inside, which looked really cool. Jumping into the flames. Like, it feels like it's got comedy to it, and it's got a unique style as well. And that looked like something that wasn't, you know, made for PlayStation 4. I mean, none of the games are made for PlayStation 4, right? But they're all made on PC, but it's like, this is what we can do with the hardware kind of thing. Even if it is just a different change in aesthetic. Bleed. Ooh, staggered. Oh, shouldn't have tried to punish. Shouldn't have tried to punish. There's lots of mechanics in Dishonored. Little Devil Inside was also funny. Yeah, like, alright, they had a classic, oh, here's a poop joke, right? Where the guy's dropping a piece of dynamite into the cave, and then it cuts directly to a guy on the toilet. But it's just, you know, a little bit goofy fun, which was nice to see. I wonder what Activision will come up with the PlayStation 5 with FromSoft. I don't know. I mean, it's going to take FromSoft a while to make their next game, and will they even partner with Activision for the next one? They might decide to do another Sony exclusive like they did with Bloodborne. Obviously, Bluepoint are doing the Demon's Souls remake, so it's not a From Software thing specifically. So, oh, of course, we didn't actually see... Tell you what we didn't see. We didn't see any Elden Ring. I was half expecting to see some. It's like, well, the Demon's Souls thing's been rumored. The Bloodborne 2 thing is not, like, based in any reality whatsoever. But Elden Ring should be able to be featured, right? For a PlayStation 5 event? But no, we did not see any more Elden Ring either. Wadgy says, I want the cat game. Yes, the cat game was great. Even if it is just playing as a cat exploring a world which robots are the main population rather than humans, it was interesting. It actually reminded us of a game we watched during the Wholesome Directs, which is where you are a mouse that is getting guided by like a spark of electricity, and you have to follow them and power different things. Look at that. Back it up. Back it up. What? How did they hit me? From Software games have always been shown at Xbox events. Really? Clearly Bloodborne wasn't, but when was the last Dark Souls one? Well, I guess Bandai Namco, isn't it? So maybe they were featured at multi-platform Xbox stuff. Depends on which publisher gives them more money and creative freedom. Since Elden Ring is an RPG, they need more time than usual. Well, let's see. When did Sekiro came out? It came out last year, right? They probably haven't made any DLC or anything for Sekiro, so it's not like they're working on Bloodborne: The Old Hunters or Dark Souls 3: Ringed City. So chances are, Elden Ring, if it was partway in development already when we saw it, is not going to come out until late 2021 at the earliest, I think. And that's not even, you know, allowing for the fact that games do get delayed. The pandemic has caused stuff to get pushed back. So, you know, maybe it'll be 2022. By then, the PlayStation 5 will be fully out and released. And we'll see what it looks like performance-wise, price-wise, how people are adopting it compared to the Xbox Series X. We'll see. Right, close out. Let's heal up. To be honest, I might actually go ahead and put Giant Chaos Orb on my Pyromancy hand, because I'm not using Flame Arc. Elevation, save me. Heal up to full. Bleed. Yo. No follow-up? Okay. We go again. What's this? Dark Explosion? Yeah, okay. See, this would be a great opportunity to use Chaos Fire Orb. But obviously I don't have it equipped, so I can't. Alright. One. No! Well, that's the furthest we've made it so far. Sekiro wasn't an RPG. Elden Ring was already in development since before their VR game was released. Oh, Deracine. Yes. Sekiro is just an action game with customization elements, not many either. And Bloodborne was in development since Artorias of the Abyss was released. So that was like, what, 2012? Elden Ring was in development alongside their VR game. Yeah, before we do that, let's go and put Chaos Fire Orb on. Ta-da! Hang on, no, that's not the right one. This one. Oh, it takes 2 slots. Well, I can put Fire Orb on it. I don't think it's worth taking off any of these rings for that. I mean, I could put that on, but I need the stamina regen, honestly. Much prefer that. I think I might start using Karthus Rouge every now and then. Maybe use an Ember before a fight. You know, as we're getting there. Practice does make perfect, eventually. Okay. Yes, Deracine. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that is the name, yeah. I actually don't want you to get stuck here, because as you can probably tell, the camera does not enjoy not being able to be moved around the stage. So every time I roll, the dancer's gonna be like, uh-oh, oh, let's heal. Big stabby stab, and a follow-up. Yeah, I've been expecting more follow-ups from, like, long-range attacks that the dancers have been doing. It just hasn't been doing them that much. Got greedy. Actually, no, I needed to heal. Heal. There we go. Come on, do a grab. Well. Tell you what, having the Sun Princess ring might be handy to recover HP when she does one small attack that can block. But I don't know. 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah. And now we run. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's run, 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 run. Okay. Stab. Stab. Yeah, you can block that. Really interesting. I didn't think you could ever block that. But clearly you can. 123 damage is definitely worth doing as a long-range attack. Deracin. Something like that. Okay, I'm going night-night. Might pop in again if I couldn't sleep. Alright, night, Wedgie. Hope you do get to sleep. We'll see you again soon, hopefully. Ah, dear. Well, clearly, Dancer is not as easy as the Pontiff, because she just cannot be parried as much. You know what? Let's use an Ember. Having more HP should help, right? I've got 21 of them. Oh, I should also point out that I accidentally caused Greyrat to die with my actions towards Yorm and Siegfried. Basically, apparently, Greyrat dies if you set foot in Irithyll Dungeon and Siegfried is not around. Or he might even just die full stop, even if Siegfried is around to help him. I think you have to beat Pontiff with Siegfried in Irithyll to make sure that Greyrat survives. Or at least, you know, have patches with Siegfried's armor. So yes, I had to give Greyrat's ashes to the handmaid. So I've permanently lost out on the items that Greyrat can offer after coming back from Lothric Castle. But I think the stuff he gets from Irithyll should still be available from the handmaid. Got ready. Got ready. Yep. Okay. Spinny time. Spinny time. Oh, this is good. Oh. Was not good at all. Ooh. Okay. Come on, Denson. Okay. Come on, stamina. Heal. Uh-oh. No! That was a mistake. I should not have gone for the second fireball. I forgot English-speaking people pronounced A as E. Deracine. It's not the first Deracine. It's not the first accented E. It's the second one because it has the accent the other way. I don't know how to show it off, basically. But yeah, usually an accented E pointing from bottom left to top right is just A, like cafe. But I don't know how to pronounce it the other way, you know, from top left to bottom right. There's probably like a special word to describe that character, but I don't know what it is. Alright, let's heal up. So don't get greedy with multiple fire orbs. Ah, she staggers slightly to bait you into her attacking again. I mean, at the end of the day, Dancer isn't too tough. I'm using a +6 Bandit's Knife. It's doable. I just need to be more patient than I am being. Yeah, I thought you were going to do another one. Back up. Ooh. Ooh. I was half expecting that to come through the pillar. That's your grab done. No follow? Okay. Fire explosion. Move in again. Okay, got bleed. Second sword. Alright, let's not go too greedy with stamina. Oh god, oh god. Yeah, like I said, I would much prefer her to destroy all these pews as soon as possible because they just get in my way. That was silly of me. I'm spamming the roll button. Like, a big jump like that is fine. Oh, no, again. Don't try and punish it. Because it has a spin afterwards. The accented E on the end of Derasin is silent in this case. So it's more of a accented stop. Derasin. Okay. So, yeah. Still, I'm sure the PlayStation 5 will be a worthy investment. Chances are Pimmsy and I will buy it at some point. It just has to be when the price is right and or the games are available for it. Because people are still not 100% sure on what the price is going to be. Apparently there was an interview today, or, you know, before the PlayStation 5 reveal event, where the CEO of the company was talking about how they want to offer good value for the money. And, you know, in the midst of a pandemic where chances are people may not have the disposable income to spend on games consoles, that doesn't necessarily feel like it's going to be cheap. Even with having a digital-only version as well. So, be interested to see what the price is. I'm half expecting it to be £500. Depends on how they do conversions between US prices and not. I know traditionally in the past they've just done a straight conversion from dollars to euros, and with the whole currency exchange thing in the whole currency exchange situation we're in the UK, chances are it'll be almost a straight conversion as well, but maybe 20 quid difference. I'm not sure. Which one? I honestly don't remember what I was talking about, Remus, for that question. Games value propositions. Conversion's always the same for dollars to euros. Yeah. Recently, the conversion from euros to pounds has been not as favorable as it was in the past for the UK. Because the UK, the pound used to be a lot stronger, as we all know. But, yeah. You know, I'm going to put Carthus Rouge on this attempt, I think. I think it's worth getting there. Which of the PlayStation 5? Good question. Because for us, I've bought most of our games digitally, but not when we first started buying games for them. So obviously, we bought Bloodborne physically. We bought Dark Souls 3 physically. Dark Souls 2 physically as well. But since then, even though the prices of games have been, like, more expensive, I've tended to focus on digital versions of them. Like, when The Last of Us comes out, I think we're probably going to get the digital version. Which is interesting, because the digital version's like almost a full £10 more expensive than the physical ones you can get from online retailers, whoever those may be. So, I don't know. It feels like we should still get the one with the disc drive, even though we don't buy that many physical games, just because having the option for a disc drive is a good thing. Like I said, we've still got PlayStation 4 games, right? In theory, the PlayStation 5 can play those PlayStation 4 games, so we need the disc drive to do that. Because I don't think Sony are going to be charitable in giving you game downloads for free. They're good, they're good. I don't know how you can tell whether Carthus Rouge has run out. I guess you could try buffing it again, but that might be a waste. Right. Run. Okay. Back in the room. Back in the room. I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to get to full health anytime soon. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think our opinion of the PlayStation 5 that has the disc drive would be better if it was fully, like, symmetrical. So at the moment, it's got like a curve to one side. And to me, that just doesn't look good. I would have preferred it if the PlayStation 5 had been thicker and just made where the disc drive is all the way up. That would have been better to me. But yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, the games are the most important thing, right? The power, the price, you know, you can spend thousands of pounds on a gaming PC, but the benefit of playing on a gaming PC is you get all PC games. There is no worries about console exclusive stuff because you get PC exclusive stuff. And that can be a shame when something cool comes out and isn't available on your platform, but it's like, well, you just have to miss out. You know, I have not played Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo 6. Probably won't play Halo Infinite unless we get an Xbox for some reason. I thought that was a bit too early. 1, 2, 3. Time to go. Oh, she finished that early. Nope. Follow. Always a follow-up after the jump. Always a follow-up after the jump. Second phase. Anyway. My family quiz is killing me. Save me. Well, it's your family. I can't save you from your own family. Thanks for joining the stream, Ollie. How are you doing? We've been talking for the last 45 minutes about the PlayStation 5 reveal event and how me and Pimmsy were not 100% impressed, but I know that you obviously have a much higher opinion of it. I guess we'll see. I was expecting there to be more big hitters. So out of the things that were shown, the things that are I would consider big hitters were Horizon Zero Dawn 2. So Horizon 2, Forbidden West. The Miles Morales PlayStation game. The Demon's Souls remake. And possibly the Resident Evil 8 thing, which we haven't really talked about. Because me and Pimmsy aren't really into survival horror. But yeah, well, actually, that's not true. I suppose GTA 5 counts as a big hitter. 2K21 counts as a big hitter. What else? Gran Turismo counts as a big hitter. It's just, those are not the games for us, basically. Like, ooh, another sports game. Ooh, another driving game. Too true, too true. Oh, man. Need to focus on Dancer. I know, Osiris is going to be even harder after this as well, so... I suppose I could try a different strategy instead, is don't try and go for bleed with a bandit's knife, because obviously it's very short range. I could also try just buffing my longsword, using that instead. I don't think I have any +7 weapons, because I've only got 3 Titanite chunks. The Raw Dragon Slayer axe is up to +6, I know. The longsword's up to +6. Hand axe is up to +4. This bandit's knife is up to +6. But other than that, I don't think I've got any other viable weapons. I do know that the Dragon Slayer armor boss is weak to strike damage because it's a suit of armor. So I could upgrade a club +6 or plus whatever. So that is an option. 2. 1, 2. Oop. Back away, back away. I think I just need to get into the rhythm of this fight again properly. Like, 2 hits, stop, see what happens, back away if we need to. Yeah. Like, 2 hits there is definitely the right thing to do. 1, 2. 1, 2. I was able to get a bit greedy on that one. This is a second sword. The stamina though. Time to run. Okay. So 2 hits. Don't try and punish the big jump. Ain't gonna work out. Gonna have to mute while I finish the quiz, but we'll keep you on. Sure, no problem. Glad to have you here. Feels like I'm not actually making progress. I'm just getting to a similar stage, but hopefully with the whole rhythm thing, I can maybe not spend too much more time. I mean, it in theory won't take us too long to get to Osiris. It's just a long run from the bonfire to the fog wall. And I know Osiris has some attacks like Dancer does, which are basically, if you get caught in this attack, you are going to die because you can't block it. Usually in the second phase. I might have to spend some time off stream after Osiris, if we get past Osiris, parrying Gundyr as well, just to see what the timing of that is. But hopefully that'll be an easy one. We'll see. Ooh. Big jump. Okay, I can punish this one because it's first phase. That's the grab. I feel like I should probably delay my second roll a bit more on that one. 1, 2. Roll. 2. See? Thank you for hitting over my head. 1, 2. Slapper. So level 1 would be so much easier if you had a 100% physical block shield. Heal. 1, 2. That was not what I was expecting. Neither was that. Ooh. Grab. 1, 2. Alright, second sword's out. Can't punish that now. Go. Roll and roll and roll. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. All the way around. Here we go. Woo! Ah. Yeah. Oh well. So, I didn't use Carthus Rouge that time. I did use an Ember. I mean, I've got Embers to spare. The unfortunate thing about Grey Rat dying in Irithyll is that obviously you can't get the stuff he gets from Lothric Castle, and I think he does sell quite a lot of Embers after going to Lothric Castle, which is a bit of a shame, but hopefully, in theory, I shouldn't need too many more Embers. And there might be more in the DLC that I can go and get, like from Ashes of Ariandel or the Ringed City. I don't remember there being a place that sells infinite embers, but there might be. Actually, infinite embers being buyable would probably be too strong, wouldn't it? Maybe the handmaid does after, like, the final set of ashes you give them? Who knows? Okay. Rep. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2. Fire attack. Move in again. 1, 2. Got the bleed. 2. yes, you definitely have to delay that second roll that I was not doing before. Then it's just fast. One, two. Roll. 1, 2. Right. 1, 2. No, stop kicking. Right, back away. Back away. Okay, in again. Up. Up, 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 up. Alright, big jump. Don't punish. Don't punish. There we go. Alright. 1, 2. Back to full. Alright. Big jump. Big stab. Big stab. 2. Big cross slash. 1, 2. Back off. Heal. I did not want the camera to turn in the opposite direction. Thank you. Alright, let her do her thing. Come on. Thought I rolled. Black darkness attack. Okay. Darkness attack. Heal. I can feel myself like leaning away from attacks again. I know it doesn't actually help, but it feels like it does. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh. Playing a game of cat and mouse. Oh. Alright, 1, 2. Feels like you can avoid that drag attack and then this quite easily. What's this? Dark. Okay. 3 Estus flasks left. Come on. Yes. Big overhead attack I can avoid. Just let her do that over and over again. Alright, she's doing the big tornado spin. Alright, move in again. Let's see, can we punish a cross slash? Oh yeah! There we go. Soul of the Dancer. Only took us an hour. Sweet. I can buy lots and lots of Titanite shards. Okay. Travel. Violet Shrine. Kino Bridge of Spirits might be coming to the PlayStation 4. Really? Ooh. Because that is one of the games that me and Pimmsy were interested in, so that would be something for us to look forward to then. Cool. So let's see. So I can get the Dancer's Blade, but what else does the Dancer get? Enchanted Swords. What else? So, Soothing Sunlight. 45 faith. Yeah, that ain't happening, unfortunately. Alright, well, we have 60,000. I can buy armor sets. I always like spending money on armor sets. Feels like a permanent purchase to me. So, let's buy the Dancer set. Buy Arcus's stuff. Black Iron. Got anything else? Not really. Buy the Life Ring. Wood Grain Ring. Suppose we'll just buy. Well, we did use quite a few of those, but yeah, let's just spend it on these. Cool. All right. So, we can switch off Fire Orb. And tune Carthus Flame Arc back on. Didn't get any Dead Bone Shards. Pop out our weapon again. Let's go and try and run to Osiris. So what is it about Kena Bridge of Spirits that is potentially coming to the PlayStation 4? In fact, I was saying this before about how there weren't really any games showed off that were to demonstrate the power of the PlayStation 5, right? And then we said Project Athia and Kena. Surely most of these games that were being shown off will come to the PlayStation 4 as well, because they want to maximize the player base that is potentially going to buy their games. Hey, we got the Real Pie Master here. Hello, the Real Pie Master. Thanks for joining the stream. How are you doing today? Sunflower Seed. I always thought this was a weird cutscene. Like, isn't this supposed to be a statue of armor? Is the implication that there's something inside this armor? Hence why it bleeds? Did you manage to watch the PlayStation 5 reveal event yesterday, the Real Pie Master? We've been discussing it, our thoughts, our hopes and dreams for the PlayStation 5 during the stream. Big ladder. Thank you for letting me go up the ladder. Alright. I'm trying to think back to the last E3, or even the E3 from the E3 from 2018. Are there any big games that we've not really seen for a while and have been missing for ages? Oh, we did actually see gameplay for Ghostwire Tokyo, the one that was made from Tango Gameworks. I think Ikumi Nakamura did a E3 presentation for that last year, and everyone was like, oh, isn't she so precious? And then it turns out she's actually left that game studio now. So I don't know what's going on there. But, yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo didn't really seem that appealing to me and Pimmsy. Soon King's gone. There's item on. Right, isn't it? Estus Shard, that is useful. When Ghostwire Tokyo was announced, they had like a cinematic trailer thing where we were like, ooh, Tonic Chunks now. Can I just run past you guys? Is that something possible? Kind of, okay. I'll worry about getting these items maybe later. I don't need them now, I don't think. Chunk. I suppose what I should be going for is the Faith Ring, shouldn't I? In Lothric Castle. Try and get the Astora Straight Sword up. Awkward the Deserter! Yes, I forgot we can do that guy. Where? Alright, this. For the shortcut. Chunks are cool though. Chunks are cool. Alright. Shortcut A. Just wanted to see the new Little Big Planet game. Yeah, we were thinking Little Big Planet Sackboy's Big Adventure. Looks cool. It's a great candidate for a game that's bundled in with a PlayStation 5, whether it's, you know, a physical disc or a digital code. Chances are, to make sure that everyone can play it, they'll include it as a digital code, but no, that looks like it'll be a game that is nice, fun for the family. Pimmsy was like not thinking too much of it, but I was like, no, this makes perfect sense. It's, you know, it's a platformer game, Little Big Planet, Sackboy. I did find it quite funny that in order to show off the female protagonist, they had to give her long hair and very colourful costume, and then you've just got plain brown Sackboy with just barely anything on him. But, you know, it's pretty standard par for the course when it comes to designing video game, or even like any cartoon characters, kind of, you know. You have to make sure that we explain that this one is the girl one. Right, is there a drop off here? There is. Okay, is there an item here? Oh, okay. Fine. It's Sackboy. Why would you change him? Changing him might upset people. No, yeah, you're right, you're right. I was just sort of pointing out that there isn't a plain brown sack girl, as it were, you know? It has to be colourful, has to have long hair, has to do some other stuff. Ooh. Alright, well, let's heal before we get in. And let's take off this. You following? Okay. Alright. Let's hear good old Osiris's cutscene. Bulbous. Smooth. Ugh.
You ignorant slaves. Finally taken notice, have you? Of the power of my beloved Ocelot, child of dragons. Well, I will not give him up. For he is all that I have.
What a gross looking dragon. I saw some comments on our Dark Souls 3 series on YouTube recently talking about Osiris and Ocelot, and it's baffling just how much cut content there actually is to do with him. Like, when it comes to the whole Ocelot being invisible or not, there is actual sound clips of Ocelot being, like, killed in a very squelchy manner. And it's like, well, I don't even know why they thought that that was even something that they could put into the game. Because no one likes the idea of babies being murdered, no matter if it's like a gross dragon child thing that is, you know, a monster. I should actually figure out, is Osiris weak to fire?
My dear little Ocelot.
Dear little Ocelot. Oh. Crying baby! Alright, I need to back away when I try and heal. Okay, here we go. This is magic? Okay, yeah. So basically when he backs off and stabs his staff into the floor, don't try and punish it because it is unpunishable. Hush now, baby, don't you cry. Cyrus is gonna tell you a lullaby. Yep. Uh-oh. Angry Ocelot! Angry Osiris! Alright, so apparently this is the phase where Osiris can just completely clean you up. I did not mean to do that. Oh, he should be weak to lightning because he's a dragon. Okay. Well, I can't use lightning blade, but I do have lightning pine resin, I think, which is handy. So, but yeah, I could also try and just run through Lothric Castle to get that faith ring. Did I upgrade the Astora sword up to +6. This one, right? Yes, I did. Okay. I don't know how many raw gems you get during the game, so I'm not sure if I should upgrade my Astora sword up to be raw infused or whether I should save it for the Dragon Slayer axe. I do know the Dragon Slayer axe requires you to two-hand it to use it properly. So I am very much a coward, and I do like hiding behind my shield, even though it might kill me more in the long run. So maybe I'll infuse my Astora straight sword with the raw gem rather than around. Lever? Lever's on the left. Mm-hmm. Ta-da! Okay. So we've got to do the roll thing off again. That's going to be annoying to do constantly over and over again because I can't send the lift back. Oh no, I could... Basically what I could do is I could send the lift down and then send it back up again, and on the way back up jump off to get to the fog wall. Excuse me. Suppose I shouldn't really expect any different from that. Alright, so... I heard the footsteps. Sorry, I sounded like an elephant then, didn't I? I'm gonna come back. 1, 2, 3.
Dear little Ocelot, where have you gone? Are you hiding from me? Come out. Come out.
Alright, so we stab on the floor.
You're a child of dragons. What could you possibly fear? No.
Have I stabbed on the ground? Okay.
Ocelot.
Huh?
My dear little Ocelot.
Wow, you've done the stab on the floor 3 times in a row. Shield ring saved me there. Oh dear. Dear. Well, I could try seeing how many lightning resins I've got and how much more damage that does. I haven't been paying attention to how much each swing does though. The other alternative is to not even bother coming this way, but I'm pretty sure the Faith Ring is after Champion Gundyr, so I do need this for the raw Astora straight sword. Is there a slightly quicker bonfire? I think there might be actually. If I go forward and then right, should be in theory slightly quicker. Maybe? I don't know. Is that an undead bone shard he's protecting as well? Let's run and get it. No, it's not. Well, it's money. That lift doesn't work until I send it down, so I have to run all the way around here. Hello, Monsieur Knight. Thank you for killing me. To be fair, there were 2 of them in the way. I wasn't going to last. So, that bonfire isn't really any quicker, actually. Because you have to drop down. You might lose a bit of health on the drop. Let's see. Dum. So in terms of lightning stuff, I have what? 5? Got 15. I'll put it on when we go up the lift, I think. And then I can think about, okay, let's save these uses up. You know, speaking of the PlayStation 5 reveal event and so on, and how we weren't exactly wowed by anything, the only thing from Xbox that I guess would be something that would wow me as well is the whole smart delivery thing, where you buy the game once on Xbox One S? Or is it just Xbox One? And then you get it on Xbox One X, which is pretty cool. But yeah, in terms of games, there's not been anything game-wise that's wowed us particularly. Now? Yes. Cool. So, how do I safely get past these cathedral knights? Do I have to lead them away first? It is quite a bit of a ball ache that he's following me instantly. Let's go this way. That's actually a drop. Okay, that's fine. At least this way I didn't take any damage. At least this way I didn't take any damage! Why would you do this to me, Cathedral Knight? Go. There we go. Alright. Honestly not sure when I'm going to get a safe chance to put the lightning resist on, but we'll see. I suppose when he's using his magic, stabbing it into the floor is a safe time. Stab his knees, stab his knees. Alright, let's pay attention to how much a single swing does, if I can. We've got Imaginary Idiot here. Hey, hi, hello. Hello, Imaginary Idiot. Thanks for joining the stream. What did you think of the PlayStation 5 reveal event yesterday? Real Pie Master says, I honestly prefer the way the new Xbox looks. I think it's because of storage sense. I have no place to put the PlayStation 5 right now other than an uneven floor. Yeah. Remus overslept a little bit for work. Oh dear. Don't worry, I've done that as well, Remus. We're in the same boat. Cyrus the anorexic goat grub. I mean, I don't think he looks like a grub. He looks like a smooth, scaleless lizard, which is kind of what that is, you know, as a dragon without scales. Yeah, the whole thing about the PlayStation 5 not fitting in. They've made it... Are you serious? Go away. They've made the PlayStation 5 try and look like a statement piece, but to me it just looks like I'm going to have to find somewhere special for this because it won't fit in my room or on my desk or whatever. Like, I'm looking at our TV stand now, right? It's got the base where the TV's on, and underneath it has like sections, so we can have all of our consoles laid down horizontally. So the Switch actually has to go onto something else. It goes onto the PC case that we have. So I'm just thinking, like, so it's going to have to go horizontally, the PlayStation 5, and not really going to look great being there either. Are you following this? Yeah, thank you. Pimmsy was saying, like, it looks like something that Elon Musk would design as Tesla or SpaceX or something. Oh, sorry, I've got a very itchy nose. I get really itchy noses for some reason. Don't know why. Imaginary Idiot says, I don't know much about the PlayStation 5 other than its design, which I dislike, and the fact that you can get one that can't play physical games, which is interesting. So I think Imaginary Idiot's referring to the fact that there's two versions. So you can get one that doesn't play physical games and one that does. I don't get it. Do people have a lot of small TV cabinets? No, this TV cabinet isn't small. It's just there is not space for a PlayStation 5 to go on the side of it. Like, there's not even space for a Switch dock. And the Switch dock is probably the smallest console there is, you know? I mean, people are hoping for a Switch version that doesn't include a TV output thing. Sorry, that's wrong. A Switch version that doesn't include a screen, so you can just plug it straight into the TV, like a normal, you know, PlayStation or Xbox console does. And I'm like, really? That kind of defeats the purpose of what the Switch is all about, doesn't it? But yeah, we just don't have that space. The TV goes on the TV stand, and the way they want you to show off the PlayStation 5 is, well, there's not really space for it. So. Come on, Cathedral Knight. Come on, Cathedral Knight. There we go. And we're going to have time to get in and use my lightning res. Alright, well, before I use it, I want to see how much a single attack does. So, come on, do an attack. That's your magic attack. Okay. Alright. Single swing. So 99 on a swing where I wasn't at full health, and I don't think I counter-attacked Osiris either. So 99, and I can figure out how much lightning thing does. Hopefully it does like an extra 75, maybe. Just get the PlayStation 5 you want, and get a bigger TV cabinet. It's already pretty big. Like, it's a substantial cabinet. It's just not the right proportions or dimensions for what they want you to have for the PlayStation 5. I guess the digital-only version of the PlayStation 5 is cheaper, says Imaginary Idiot. But I really enjoy the physical aspect of ownership, you know? I'm actually of the opposite. I am finding it very freeing, thinking of how much space we can save by not getting physical stuff anymore. The last thing we got physically was the Xenoblade Collector's Edition, but that's obviously because it's Collector's Edition, right? But I don't feel like I've missed out by not having physical games. Speaking as someone who doesn't resell games very often, like, I think I've sold some spare Wii and Wii U games on eBay. But otherwise, most of the physical games we buy, we keep. And it's nice to be able to have that ability to just plug in a disc and play it. But at the same time, if you've got a hard drive space for it, you've got like terabytes of hard drive space on a portable hard drive and stuff like that, just plug in the hard drive and you've got like hundreds of games potentially. Maybe not so much now because games are huge nowadays, but you know, it is worth. Let's use this. I do like the idea of just having. Oh wow, it's 150. It's okay. Done. Alright, let my stamina come back. Let my stamina come back. Magic. How far behind him does it go? Not very. Oh, no, it does. It does. Well, he's in the second phase. Let's run away. You. 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 Okay. Cool. Alright, magic breath. Okay, full health. Oh, he charges so quickly. Okay, that is the dive bomb attack that I think just killed you no matter what. We'll see. I can already see for Timmy's birthday getting Sackboy on disc from his grandma, but he has the PlayStation 5 that doesn't play physical games. True. I imagine the people at Sony must have weighed up that concern already and thought it makes us a better value proposition for the people that want to buy the physical disc version compared to the digital one, and hopefully that doesn't, you know, cause too much brand reputation or lasting damage. Because aren't the people at Xbox thinking of doing a digital only version of Xbox One X, the Lockhart version, whatever that is? Because I know they already do an all digital version of the Xbox One S, but I don't think there's one for the Xbox One X yet. And yes, I'm always going to hate the fact that it's like, hey, which Xbox One do you want? I would like the Xbox One X. Is that X as in xylophone or S as in Sierra? The Xbox One X. X for Xbox. They could have come up with a better name than that. In fact, calling it the Sex Box is actually a better name because that's more... It's clearer that that's actually a new thing. But even then, it's like, do you want the Sex Box or the Xbox One S? Imaginary Idiot says, it's probably from when I was a kid and I spend hours looking at DVD boxes. I probably bond with boxes. No, I agree. That is pretty cool to do as a kid. Like, looking at all the instruction manuals of all your old games is quite a nice feeling. But I think the world has moved on to the world of streaming and digital distribution and so on. So I don't think we necessarily need physical games, personally speaking. I rolled in and I should have rolled away. It depends on what you qualify as a kid. Anyone younger than me. I say Xbox, but I write it as XSX. I mean, the initialism is good. Like, SXX is good, right? Because that's clear. You got Xbox One S, which is XBOS, whatever. But yeah, it's just the full name is just terrible. Here I am just watching the stream, and you caught me completely unaware with the Sex Box. It's the Xbox Series X, or Xbox SEX, or the Sex Box. It's like... It's the same thing of, oh, we didn't realize people would call it the X-Bone for the Xbox One. It's like, how did you not know that? It's Xbox and One. When you write it as an initial, it's going to be XBO because you've already got the original Xbox. And, you know, talking about Xbox One and the original Xbox is already a minefield because it's like, which one do you want? I want the first one. Is that the Xbox or the Xbox One? And it's like, is the Xbox One not the first one? It's like, no, it's not. I think I've got the run to Osiris down, though. I just need to, like, juke and jive past the Cathedral Knight by actually getting a lot closer to him than I'm comfortable with. And hopefully we can just speed past him. Like so. Yeah, there we go. So I've got 14 more lightning resins. I might save another use for another attempt later on. Well, they say the name of the console is Xbox again, but the premium series is the Series X. True. That is another way of doing it. Magic! Run from the magic! I suppose this would be a good test to see how much Carthus Flame Arc did more. Heal up. 135, so it adds about 30 damage. Oh, maybe I did a rolling attack.
Where have you gone? Are you hiding from me? Come out.
See, this is where I'd shoot fireballs at him.
Don't be afraid. You were born a child of dragons. What could you possibly fear? Now, show yourself, Ocelot.
Magic again.
My
Heal. Xbox One Premium. Xbox One X Premium. Yeah, it's just... They don't know how to name a console. There is never going to be a name as cool as the GameCube ever again, unfortunately. I mean, the Switch is already pretty good. Who gets called angry? Angry Dragon Boy. Got a time rolls. Avoid big magic dives. Ooh. 7 Estus Splash. Big dive. Oh. Charge. Yep. But yeah, his flail into a wall is actually quite nice because that's avoidable. But that's not by running away. I get the whole sea theme, but man, Osiris's design doesn't stick with me at all. It's both disturbing and forgettable, so every time I see him I get a nasty surprise. I mean, I don't think it's forgettable. I just don't think it's pleasing to look at. So yeah, it's disturbing. It's not as nice as Seath's design. Like, Seath looks very majestic, even though it is supposed to be a scaleless dragon, whereas Osiris is more of an abomination. So yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I don't think it's forgettable, though. I'm not really sure there are any forgettable designs in Dark Souls in terms of bosses. Maybe the Abyss Watchers, but that's just because of their core concept. Because there's supposed to be loads of them fighting each other, so it's just, you know, guy wearing armor. I don't know. In general, most bosses in Dark Souls are pretty cool, unless you're talking about Dark Souls 2. And then you've got literally the fat slime from Earthen Peak, or, you know, something like that. There's the Scorpion Lady, which is just Scorpion Lady. Quilana at least was interesting because it's a spider fire lady, but just a Scorpion Lady that burrows underground is not very interesting. Ceaseless Discharge's pretty cool. But I suppose Asylum Demon and Stray Demon count as forgettable because it's just generic demon design, but it's still alright. Magic away. I didn't swap out my armor, my fire spell. Should totally do that. Uh-oh. Don't get caught in his legs. Getting caught between a dragon's legs. Sounds like a fun time for some people. In fact, Goodbye Volcano High on the PlayStation 5 reveal event. That is a game that is tailor-made for people who are into scales. You know, in the same way like people who are into furries are, like scalies. For anyone that didn't catch what Goodbye Volcano High is, it's basically like high school people, but dinosaurs. Should have healed. Oh well. He has crotch grubs. Does he? I don't think I've looked that closely, honestly. I'm still waiting for an intro as cool as the GameCube startup. Oh yeah, that's great. Just like boom. Yeah. I think there was actually a sneak peek at the PlayStation 5 startup, the boot screen, just before the Astrobot one. And it looks nice, but you know, there's nice and there's like please just let me play the game. Apparently... Oh, I should really give that Esser shard in. Please let me play the game and get the games going. Like, another thing that impressed me about the Xbox One was the whole pause and resume multiple games at once. So, playing one game, pausing that, suspending it, going to another game almost instantaneously was pretty cool. I think they might have sped up the load times for the demonstration, but in theory, it's still a cool thing. So hopefully the PlayStation 5 can do something similar. Congregation and Prowling Magus has entered the chat. Yes, those two are both pretty terrible boss fights. Actually, is it? No, it's one, isn't it? Yeah, actually, good point. In Dark Souls 2, there are giant rats that count as boss fights. The Royal Rat Authority and the Royal Rat Vanguard. Like, there is nothing like that in Dark Souls 1 or 3. So, yeah, you can tell that the Dark Souls 2 team did not put their full creativity into coming up with other bosses. Yeah, because Dark Souls 2 sucked. It does, it does. I'll save it for this time. Actually, I suppose I should use my resources since I've used the Ember. Let's go ahead and do that now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't have enough stamina for multiple 3 hits. I rolled too early. Okay. Ooh, God. Ah! Ooh. Oh yes, he does have crotch grubs on his knees or his thighs.
Where have you gone? Are you hiding from me? Come out. Don't be afraid. You were born a child of dragons. What could you possibly fear?
His tail doesn't have a very big hitbox, unfortunately.
Show yourself, Ocelot. My dear little Ocelot.
Alright, so he gets mad. 1, 2, 3. That lightning resin did not last very long. Whoa. Alright, heal up. Whoa. I can see that big charge coming, but I can't react quickly enough to stop it. Or at least avoid it. Just need to wait for him to get angry into a corner. There we go. Okay. Big dive bomb. Okay. Charge. Yes. Can't punish that. No. That was the wrong time to attack. Yeah, he does like his angry roar every now and then. Dive bomb. Don't have the range. Still alive somehow. Oh, I saw that coming. I thought I rolled. Ooh. Okay. Don't roll backwards. Backwards is never good. Always roll to the side. The Royal Rat Authority is debatable as a cool fight if you ignore the little rats, since it kind of looks like a zombified Sith, but yeah, Royal Rat Vanguard is just enemies in a room. Well, the problem is that you can't ignore the little rats, because they're there. They added them into the room. You have to fight them to kill them, and then fight the Royal Rat Authority. You know? And even then, a giant rat compared to a giant wolf, it's never going to live up to it. Real Power Master says, I played Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. I heard Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls Remastered had a lot wrong with it, but I don't know much about them. I don't think Dark Souls Remastered has too much wrong with it. They expanded out the online features for that, at least. I think the Switch version of Dark Souls had some problems with the audio compression, perhaps. But otherwise, I think it's still fine. You know? But yeah, Dark Souls 2 is just... You can tell it's not made by the same people. Rob thinks there's nothing wrong with Dark Souls Remastered because he never played the original. Hey, that's true. It's hard to say what's wrong with something if you never played the original version of it. Because you've got no frame of reference. Nothing to compare it to. Alright. Come on, Cathedral Knight. Ta-da! Alright. Cyrus, Cyrus, Cyrus. One, two. Wow! Okay. Maybe Lloyd's shield ring is doing way more than I'm giving it credit for. Also, the other thing is I could upgrade my weapon a little bit more, do a little bit more damage, which might help. Because I should be able to get Titanite chunks because I'm at Lothric Castle now. But I might need to find the ashes for it. But at the very least, I can go ahead and trade in my Estus shards. Let's go and do that. Violent Shrine. Hey Rob, what are you planning on being? Are you planning on being stuck here for 2 weeks? No. Like, we got through Dancer. It'll just take a bit of time, a bit of practice. Like, I've already figured out the way to punish the big dive bomb from Osiris. Or sorry, not the dive bomb, but the charge forward when he's on all fours. You just roll to the side and attack then. This. There we go. Another use is good. Let's see. So I can get this up to +8, I think. So if I've got the souls for it. So we'll leave it for the time being. In theory, you can beat Dancer with a +7 weapon and a +6 weapon, then you can beat Osiris with a +6 weapon. Also, check out Dad of the Year over here. Messed up and mutated his own child, cradles him in a fight to the death, slams him on the ground when he gets bopped a bit too much. Well, again, I was talking about the cut content stuff and how there's a lot more graphic voice lines and sound effects where Ocelot gets crushed by Osiris and so on. I think they originally intended for Ocelot to be visible, or at least not invisible, if that makes sense. So at the moment, in the game as it's presented to me, we can hear the baby cry, but we can't see it. So we don't actually know if that's Osiris going crazy or if there is actually a baby there. It's cool to think about in terms of lore, but at the end of the day, it's like this thing just wasn't finished the way that they originally intended it to be. So you can't make a assumption either way, honestly. You can theory craft around it, and people make whole YouTube channel. Excuse me? You survived? How did you survive this drop? I guess you did lose half health. Alright. Interesting. But yeah. Apparently the whole cut content thing happens a lot more than you'd think. Like, in Bloodborne, people have made, like, certain boss characters playable. They've added new Chalice Dungeon content. Or restored it, I should say, not added it. Made it functional and working, as it were. The opposite of invisible is visible. No, not necessarily. Being invisible and being visible are not 100% always the same. Because there's things like transparency, translucency, opaqueness. Something might be visible. Sorry, something might be not visible, but that doesn't mean that you can... Sorry, I'm talking while I'm trying to explain this concept. Something might be not invisible and yet still be unable to be seen. Something that's transparent is still visible. It's like different wavelengths of light. Because our eyes can't see ultraviolet or infrared, does that make ultraviolet and infrared invisible? Well, no, because like the mantis shrimp probably could see ultraviolet and infrared, or at least they can see a much wider range of colors than we could ever hope to see. So those colors are invisible to us, but they're visible to them. So the whole philosophical concept of is it invisible if I can't see it? Well, no, because it's like object permanence in babies. Just because the thing disappeared from their view doesn't mean it stopped existing, but it did for them. So you're on the roof. Okay. Let's see if you fall off the roof. Yeah. The mantis shrimp is such a weird animal. It really feels like it came from another dimension. Yeah, just the concept of being able to see more colors than we can is mind-blowing. I mean, it's, you know, we see more colors than dogs and cats do, right? But still, the idea of there being a creature that can see more than we can see with our intelligence and evolution and so on, it's like, wow. We can't even represent how these colors would look like to us because we just can't conceive of a color we can't see. Alright, magic. I should really swap out Flame Karthus Flame out because I'm not using it at all. Magic disappear. Should not have gone for that extra swing. I'm still surprised I survived that. I'm surprised I survived that. Okay.
Dear little Ocelot, where have you gone? Are you hiding from me? Come out.
There's no point trying to go for his tail, is there?
Don't be afraid. You were born a child of dragons. What could you possibly fear? Now, show yourself, Ocelot.
Getting greedy. Getting greedy. That one little bit of health I lost meant that the shield ring wasn't doing its job. Our eyes aren't even that good, really, with the blind spot that each eye has. I think it was octopuses that have perfect eyes without blind spots. Well, in terms of a blind spot, do you mean, like, there's parts of our vision that we can't see? Because I know our brains do part of our vision for us, right? Like, the fact that, in theory, your nose is always visible, but your brain just filters it out because it would get in the way all the time otherwise. There's also the thing like a saccadic masking, where your eyes, while reading something, will flit over it, and your brain kind of fills in the blanks for you. So you're not actually viewing something all the time. Your brain is doing the legwork for your eyes. So do octopuses, like, are able to see the full cone of vision in front of them? In fact, imagine what it'd be like having 360-degree vision with your eyeballs. Being able to see into your own head and forward at the same time. That'd be disconcerting, to say the least. Like, hi, I can see colours, and you'll never be able to comprehend. Also, I have 6 eyeballs and can punch shit so fast the laws of physics break. Give me your wallet. Oh yeah, the mantis shrimp punches so fast it superheats the water in front of it kind of thing. Yeah, there are some really cool abilities that animals and insects and so on have that are unfortunately hidden and not available to us humans. Like the ability to lift 10 times our own weight and power of flight as an obvious one. That'd be cool. I would like you to come down from that awkward elevation, please. Come on. Come on. You can do it, Osiris. You can do it. There we go. Oh, I think I was too far in front that time. Okay, next bonfire, I will reset Carthus Flame Arc to something else.
Don't be afraid. You were born a child of dragons. What could you possibly fear?
Wow, I managed to survive that hit.
Now, show yourself, Ocelot. My dear little Ocelot.
You know what? It might actually be useful having a bow and arrow when he does that. Oh, yeah, that was dumb. Shouldn't have done that. Alright, let's move out of the way. Ooh. So I get 3 hits on him there. Oh, I got caught in between his legs. I wonder why evolution didn't give every animal 4 or more eyes with 360-degree vision. I guess it's just one of those things where if you don't need it, you don't get it. Technically, the mantis shrimp doesn't have 6 eyes, but every eyeball makes 3 separate images. Okay, yeah. They're not actually 6. If you stare at a perfectly white wall with one eye closed and focus on one spot when you move your finger... let's change over our spell. When you move your finger from left to right at a certain point, a part of your finger will disappear because it's in your blind spot. The spot where all your eye data gets sent away and so can't obtain information is... Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, there's something called the Bombardier Beetle, who weaponized its flatulence to the extreme. Hey, you have not met some people that can weaponize their own flatulence, imaginary idiot. There are probably some that could be used in chemical warfare. Octopuses don't have that blind spot like we do. Okay, I did not know that. I mean, the ability to, like, camouflage into your environment is pretty cool. Or almost every 3 times by that little grey one. Goodbye. Can I put this bow on? Could I do this? 70% if I wear something slightly less heavy? 68%-ish? I mean, it's kind of worse. I'm not going to find anything better than what I'm currently wearing, am I? So in that case, I should just wear something like that. Yeah, I'll do. Do I have any... Oh, I don't even have any arrows. Well, I suppose I shouldn't be wasting arrows, really. Yep. To that end, is the crossbow any heavier? Yes, it is. I do have 99 wood bolts, but I guess not worth trying to use that. Nature is absurd indeed. Indeed. So the bombardier beetle has 2 pouches with chemical in its rear end, and when it misses them, it makes a superheated gas over 100 degrees that gets projected from its behind. Woo. That is absurd. What's absurd is me missing these hits. Come on, Osiris. Be nice. Come on, Osiris. Be nice. Getting greedy. Getting greedy. Should have done that. One hit only. One hit only.
Where have you gone? Are you hiding from me? Come out. Come out.
That was... I shouldn't have gone for that attack.
Child practice. What could you possibly fear?
119, is that worth? I guess I'm not using my magic for anything else, right?
My dear.
I do have to switch between... Oh, no. I thought I could just shoot the bow and arrow. But that was doing, like, the zoom in thing. I assume he takes more damage on his head. It wouldn't make sense for them not to do it like that. Oh. How quickly I forget. Is Osiris harder than Dragon Slayer armor? I think it's probably about equal, right? Assuming in theory that you can parry the Dragon Slayer armor. I also blast heated gas from my behind. It's occasionally a little more warm than actually heat. Alright, I'm going to take off the bow. I didn't use it. It would be dangerous if it wasn't half a centimeter long. Too much information. Hey, if people have got some interesting bodily functions they want to talk about, feel free to go ahead. Unfortunately, I do not. You always see these interesting things about celebrities, about who can dislocate their shoulder or who's got a broken pinky finger. I saw a clip of Denzel Washington on the Graham Norton show recently, and they were talking about how Denzel Washington broke his pinky finger. Oh dear. Broke his pinky finger catching a football in American football sport. And there's a picture of him talking to someone where he holds his hands out like this, and you can see his right hand pinky finger like dislocate almost at a 45-degree angle. It's like, ugh, that's gross to see. And apparently he calls it his magic finger, which again is also a bit gross, but I assume that's not meant in the context that what you'd normally hear magic finger in. Alright. Come on, Osiris. It's been about another hour. Alright. You go ahead and use that. I'm going to go ahead and use this. Did not mean to parry.
Where have you gone? Are you hiding from me?
1, 2.
Come
Drop
on.
kick.
Don't be afraid. You are born a child of practice.
I haven't got time to do fire rod this time.
Now, show yourself, Ocelot. My dear little Ocelot.
Go, 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 go. So I can get 2 hits when he stabs his staff into the floor. I just have to be in the right place for it. Nope, that's not the right place. Heal up. Okay. I thought I pressed the button in time, but clearly not. Alright, let's go. Better safe than sorry. Magic, go away. Okay. Heal up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me? Ooh. I think I actually staggered him that time. I suppose, in theory, I'm still alive. Was. In theory, I should try and stay as close to Osiris as I can. Because then I'm not going to be at risk of him dive bombing me or charge attacking me. Kind of like Aldrich, although a lot less safe to get close. Well, it would be nice to get to Gundyr. Might not happen today, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I don't think I've got anything else I can use armor-wise or put the Fallen Knight back on. Like, his attacks that are killing me are physical attacks. It's not the magic that's killing me. So I can't do what I did with Aldrich and switch to, like, the Court Sorcerer set. Just about getting good. Remus says, I'm a go. Good night and have fun. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Remus. Have a good night. We'll see you again soon. Come on. Here we go. Aha. Is it worth using Ember? Yeah, sure. I think I will stop at 10 if I indeed ever get to 10 in terms of uses. Because there are plenty more bosses that need an Ember more than Osiris does. I don't actually know how many more Embers I'm possible to get left in the game. We use one of these, and then I think maybe 2 more, and we'll call it for this stream at least. One hit's nice. Trying to be sneaky, getting his tail. Oh, I took head out. Took a bit of damage. Gonna heal that up to full.
Come out. Don't be afraid.
This is a great area of denial from him, though.
What could you possibly fear?
I did not even block that. That was a mistake.
My dear little Ocelot.
This lightning resin is not lasting as long as I thought it should. Come to me, come to me. That's nice. Good, good. I like that. I like the big jumps as well. I can punish those. This is less easy to punish. 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's run away. Heal up. Dive bomb. I rolled too early. I think having the camera locked on there actually killed me. Because my character rolled towards the corner, but the camera is locked onto his movement back to the other side. So my camera faced up and ended up getting there. Osiris instant charge is kind of bull, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, the instant charge can be looked for, and you can react to it. It's hard to avoid, but I don't think it's nonsense. Because there are some attacks that are nonsense. I just didn't realize how much I actually am relying on the shield ring and the sword ring as well to do damage. Like, that already has taken away my potential to do, what, 30% extra damage, maybe? Take 30% more damage? So yeah, the fact that I don't have a 100% physical reduction shield is kind of annoying. Okay, what else do I have? I've got pine bundles. Consume King Garden. Excuse me. Thank you. Alright. Tactical lock on and lock on. Like, that should not have worked, but it did. Wow, that staggered you. Really? Not expecting that from you, Osiris. Come out, little Ocelot.
Don't be afraid. You were born a child of dragons. What could you possibly fear?
Oh, no, no, no. Wrong place to be.
Show yourself.
I'm really surprised attacking Osiris's tail doesn't actually give you a weapon, like all the other dragons do in all the other games. You'd thought that they would do that as a continuing theme in the games. Ooh. Okay. Roll away. Come on, Osiris. Come to me. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, see it. This is the attack to avoid. Ooh. Dive bomb. Charge. Nope, dive bomb. Can't reach. So that's the instant charge I'm assuming you're referring to, imaginary idiot. And it is bad. I thought I got cursed instantly there. Oh boy. They only got him 30% down. Just debating whether we should try something else for a bit. Could go and see what Dragon Slayer armor's like. Does require a lot more exploration of Lothric Castle though, doesn't it? How do you get to Lothric? So you have to go up and around, past those Lothric knights that killed me when I tried to go for the bonfire. Okay. Yeah, I think we spent just over an hour on Osiris. We go and do some more exploration. We might get some more Titanite chunks. Going through the whole Grand Archives bit. Actually, no, I can't go through the Grand Archives. You have to beat Dragon Slayer armor for that. Never mind. But we can always give it a go. Dragon Slayer armor might be a piece of cake compared to Osiris. There is at least an easy way... Excuse me? There is at least an easy way to avoid the Dragon Slayer armor's attacks by going around the fountain in the middle. Ah. Yeah, I think I'll save the Estus use until I get into the fight. And if I die, I die. Almost didn't make it to the boss arena. Alright, let's give it 2 more goes of Osiris, and if we don't manage to get serious progress, we'll explore the rest of Lothric Castle, see what else we can find, because maybe doing this with a +7 or a +8 weapon would be a lot easier. Because I'm thinking back to when we tried doing Pontiff, and I think I was trying Pontiff with a +3, or at least... Yeah, it was a +3, but it was the fact that we're trying to practice the parrying thing that was getting us. So yeah, 2 more tries, and then we'll explore. I mean, if I really wanted to be kind of cheeky about it, I could always try and summon in Hawkwood instead. But then, there's always that feeling of, you didn't do it legitimately. Why would you sully your victory this way? And there is a point to that. The whole point of the Soul Level 1 challenge is to do it as a challenge, right? And having an NPC help you out reduces that challenge a fair bit. God damn. These thralls coming out of nowhere. Scarier than a horror game. Oh. Let's use an Ember in this attempt as well. And since I've used an Ember, I'll also use the Pine Resin to hit him. Almost got caught there. Go, 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 go. In we go. Well, there's my damage gun. Ooh. Osiris. Very nice. Okay. We go again. That wasn't a magic stab. I should have got hit by that, but I didn't.
You were born a child of dragons. What could you possibly fear? Now, show yourself, boss.
The range! I need the range! That's partly why I'm glad I didn't use the broadsword for most boss fights, because the longsword's extra reach does help. Alright, so he's getting angry. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. close. Oop. 1, 2, 3. Then. Yep. I can't see what's going on. But I'm not dead. So, good thing? In yet? God, you got out of the corner. I was half hoping he would stay in the corner. That spin was way too early. That should not have worked. Okay. Okay, I'm still alive. Just need to heal. Just need to heal. 2, 3, 4. Nope, not quite. Come on, heal. Woo. Hey, there we go. Within the 2 attempts as well. Huh. Nice. Era fire destroyed. Cool. Let's go ahead and light that bonfire. 58,000 souls. Let's sit. Osiris the Consumed King. Don't think there's anything I need to do that way, so let's go ahead and see what Osiris' soul gives us. Probably not anything useful. Nice, thank you. I was totally not expecting to get it within the 2 tries that I said we would call it for, but we did. So in theory, we have made it to Gundyr. Dragon Dad as a boss I always feel goes into his second phase a bit too fast. Yeah, it's 30%, not 50%, which is usually when a boss goes into their second phase. Some bosses go into their second phase when they lose 100% of their initial life bar. So, alright, so White Dragon Breath, which is Consumed Osiris, and the Moonlight Greatsword. Oh, so cool. Can't use it, but still pretty cool. I'm half debating spending my souls to get the boss weapons, even though I can't use them at soul level 1, just because they're cool. But no, I think for the time being, we will continue with getting cool armor sets, even if I don't use them. I might use them. I've got Harvel's ring, so I can wear some pieces, in theory. So, I should probably get some more arrows. Shouldn't I? Because those are handy to have. Standard arrow, wood arrow. Let's get 90. Large arrow. No, why not? Just making sure I use the souls before I lose them forever. Be sure to use your soul. Didn't end up using the flame orb, did I? Well, we'll go and do it for Ludwig. Ooh. I might do that. I don't think I've ever used the Moonlight Greatsword in Dark Souls 3. I have in Bloodborne, but that's because it's a lot easier to spec towards it that way. Yeah. You know what? You're right. I should get the Moonlight Greatsword, even if I don't use it. It's always a shame that so many items and weapons can be obtained from boss souls. I know they're trying to encourage you to play the game multiple times to get the different items you didn't get last time, right? But at the same time, it's like, I don't really want to play the game that many times just to get the achievements for it. Also got to worry about this guy. The true boss of this area. Ta-da. Actually, now that I've beaten Osiris, in theory, I could go and try and do Nameless King. I think that's going to be a while off, though. Path of the Dragon. Do, 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 do. And this gives us Titanite Scale. Lovely. Ta-da! Yep, that's fine. Welcome back to the Untended Graves. Bonfire lift. Let's just get that a little bit of health back. I can take off this now. What's this? Thriving stone. Okay. There should be a ring around here, right? Hello? Hi. Ashen Estus. Oh, it's the Estus ring. But for the magic restoration. That's not very useful. Oh well. Got another ring here. Nope. Oh. Oh. Sorry. Sorry. Didn't mean to disturb you, doggos. Oh god. Titanite chunk is handy. Ah! Distracted for item. Ah well. That's why you spend your souls before you die. So if Gundyr is like Pontiff and is supposedly fairly easy to parry, I suppose I should think about putting the different shield back on. I think I used the small leather shield. Apparently I can buy the buckler, but I don't know if the small leather shield is better than the buckler in terms of parrying. Supposedly it has the longest parry activation. As in, when you activate the parry, it is active for the longest amount of time with the buckler. But the cestus is technically quicker. But if you mess up with the cestus, then you actually lose a ton of stamina, as I actually found out while trying it against Pontiff. Really, dogs? Really? Come on now. Come on now, dogs. Leave me alone. I do want to at least make it to Gundyr before we end the stream for today, because that would be nice. But I'm just going this way because I think... Is there a Titanite lizard? There is, okay. There's multiple. I may have left the other lizard alone at the start of the game. 1, 2, 3. Can I take you guys on? I mean, not at the same time. Or at least I don't want to. I don't know if I want to try and take on 2 of these guys at once. Can they attack each other? If they can, that makes things maybe easier. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be fighting these 2. This is getting out of hand. Now there's 2 of them. Yeah, I don't think I actually beat the first Titanite lizard at the start of the game. So I think I'll leave those. Be. I forget, is there a bonfire between Untended Graves and Gundyr, or do you have to make No, you surely don't have to make the run from here to Gundyr every single time, right? There's a bonfire in the Untended Graves at the start, so... In fact, there's actually an NPC invasion here, isn't there? Well, because I'm not embered, I'm not going to get invaded. I can hear you. Ooh. But yeah, there's a bonfire here, usually. But there's not now. Uh-oh. Whoop. Hidden Blessing? I'm dead. Backed into a corner. The crystal beasts are really cool in concept, but they make no real sense since normal lizards can drop scales too. And yes, the NPC invasion here is Crystal Daughter or something. Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that they had crystal lizards in all of the games, and it's cool to see the larger versions, the giant versions. But yeah, I think they should drop better loot than what they do compared to the normal version. Oh. Oh. He killed his own puppy. Oh. Right, do I want to try and stop? No. I do not want to try and stop. I was kind of hoping there'd be a bonfire there. Let's go this way because it's safer. I have not put on my small leather shield. There's not an item there, so I don't need to worry about that. Hello, Gundyr, my old friend. How are you today? Yeah, you small leather shield it is. Black Knight's Glaive. Alright. See how much we do. Come here, you! Ooh, I don't do a lot of damage to you. Alright. What attacks do you do that can be parried? Not that one, because that was way too early. Oh, that has the drag whip as well. Alright. Attempt 1. I think few games managed to have the first boss but tougher trope better than Dark Souls 3. Well, it's a common theme in the Dark Souls franchise where you have the first boss of the game and then you see the first boss but as a normal enemy, just like in a different area. But Gundyr is never encountered as another boss. Sorry, is not encountered as a normal enemy in the overworld. You kind of get it with the Puss of Man, but it's not quite the same because it's not Gundyr that's being controlled by the Puss of Man. So, yeah, Gundyr is pretty cool. I don't know if Gundyr is actually easier in his second version that you see him as Champion Gundyr, because apparently he's a lot easier to parry in this one. Alright, so let's see. Wow. That was... okay. I was not expecting that. Okay. Alright, so he's got his shoulder charge, of course. Wow. Okay. So big swings, big swings. Alright, let's just keep our distance and hope you do the big swing. Come on. I want you to swing at me. You've got a very long weapon. Like, that seems to be the one to go for. Kind of like Pontiff was. Come here, Gundyr. Use your big glaive, please. Not that one. The other way. Come on. Do it the other way. You know he wants it. You can see it in your eyes. You're thinking about it. No, no, not that. The other one. The big swing. No, the other way. Come on. Come on. Come on. No. Swing the other way. You're not doing it now. Yeah, that was silly. Come on. Big swing. Can you parry the overhead thing? Because you can definitely do that. Uh-huh. Yep, yep, yep. Come on. That might be parryable as well. There we go. He's a bit too easy to parry and gets broken by summons. Oh yes. We had someone on our first playthrough of the game say, "Why did you summon the Swordmaster? You ruined it." But I will admit, Champion Gundyr is very cool. Probably the best case in the franchise for the first boss, but harder. Okay. I'm going to assume you can't parry his punch. But you might be able to parry that. Okay. That you can parry, I know. Ah, I didn't have my stamina. Ah. I didn't have my stamina back quickly enough to do the parry on that big overhead. Stray Demon and the Demon Fire Sage kind of suck since they're just Guy but Boom and Guy but on fire. And the second time you fight the Dragon Rider, there's just 2 of them. This is the best case of the best first boss and seeing the first boss again but tougher. Yeah, no, I agree. It's funny, obviously I was like looking up resources of how do you actually parry Pontiff. Yeah, oh, Jesus. And that's where the thing of, oh, you need to bait him out at the maximum of his range came from. But I haven't done that. Are you goddamn serious? I haven't done that with Gundyr. It's just I remember seeing a clip of someone streaming and parrying Gundyr, and they were finding it so easy. They just did parry, parry, turn the character opposite way around, parry, parry. So yeah, no, that was really interesting. Alright, I think rather than going right and triggering the dogs, I'm gonna try going straight in the middle and see if I can you can jive. Yeah, there we go. That's easier. I don't know why I didn't think of that before, because it's what I was doing with the Cathedral Knight. Da-da-da-da. Bum, 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 bum. Excuse me, gentlemen. Please don't get in my way. There we go. Okay. Right. Let's use Carthus Flame Arc now since I can. Big swing. Ta-da. Oh, you can do that. Okay. You can totally parry the stab forward thing. Alright. But not the punch, I'm assuming. Huh? Okay. And obviously you can't parry a grab. Can you parry that swing, though? I'm not risking doing the parry for that stab forward too often, I don't think. Or that one. That was way too early. Way too early. I'm gonna go see you. Bye, Imaginary Idiot. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again soon, hopefully. I'm wondering whether it's possible for me to beat Gundyr this stream now. What? 10 to 11? Might not happen. Not today, but I can try a few more practices at least. And then hopefully we'll be able to get the Faith Ring. And we will finally be able to use that Rorostora sword. I can probably take off the Karthus Milk Ring since I don't need that on as such. Oh, the Cranty Ring. It's hard to tell how much stamina regeneration is worth when you're at a low level, so level 1. Go, 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 go. Alright. Play an Arc. Flame on! Alright, so that's another one. So that's the stab forward. You can't avoid the punch. But you probably can parry that. Let's go up. Come on, big attacks, big attacks, big attacks. Oh. I think I need to be closer for that one to connect. Yeah! So you can totally parry the stabs. Okay, good to know. Still not testing on that one, though. Feels like this is early for his second phase as well. Get it. I knew that was coming. I knew I rolled too early. So I guess I should probably try parrying the swing from right to left. It'll be an experiment. And what's the worst that's gonna happen? I'm gonna die. Made sure that this wasn't a soul level 1, no damage, no hit run for that very reason. Not that that would last very long, honestly. I gotta say though, after going almost every Dark Souls game without doing any parrying whatsoever, Takira obviously doesn't count because every enemy can be parried, it feels nice knowing that A, there are parryable attacks for this boss, and B, I know how to do it. It might be easy, but, you know, for someone who's never parried or never usually parries, it's still good. Ooh, forgot he had that big kick. Alright. Missed. Okay, so I don't actually want to be close to him, do I? Yes, you can. Okay. So, you can... It's basically any attack he does where he's a swinger, rather than a puncher. Yeah, okay. What about this charge? Can you parry the charge? I assume not. Alright, go forward. That's not what I wanted. Ouch. Didn't get up early enough. But that's almost half health. So, yeah, I don't think it'll take too many more attempts. Sorry, just checking phone because it's pinging every now and then, but it's just people on my WhatsApp. Family WhatsApps. You know? I'm sure that's a big trend, along with Zoom calls, is WhatsApp messaging between family groups and friends. Okay, thank you. Just sending lots of pictures of the kitty cats to various members of our family. Da, 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 da. Go, 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 go. Don't fall off. Alright. Another attempt. Oh, I should have parried that. Could have parried that as well, but I wanted to be safe. That was way too early. That was the wrong time. Or the wrong position? He was slightly to the side of me. Okay. I've heard a lot of good things about the Raw Astora Straight Sword, aka it's the best non-Raw Dragon Slayer axe game weapon for a solo level 1 run. But it's got a lot to live up to, I've got to say. I've been using the longsword for a long time, haven't infused that at all. It's only at +6 still. I'm going to save the chunks for the Astora Straight Sword at this point, I think, seeing as I think Gundyr is totally doable without having to upgrade the weapon any further. Yeah. I'm hopeful... Oh, God. I'm hopeful there is a significant damage increase. Let's use an ember. Why not? We'll leave the flame art thing for the time being. I don't think I'm losing that much damage out of it. That was a missed parry, and that was a waste of an ember. Okay. Feel I can get Gundyr. It might not be flawless parrying like we did with Pontiff, but feels like it is totally doable to get Gundyr. And the rewards are going to be so worth it as well. Honestly, I'm still kind of surprised that the run back to him is so long. And I don't think it's safe for me to use an Ember and get invaded by the NPC and also just run past that guy jumping towards me, because he's going to catch up to me. So. Use you. Use you. Okay. Right. Not going to use an Ember this time. So, one extra hit after he falls back. And then, hopefully, he swings with his glaive. Well, I guess it's halberd, actually. Rather than grabbing or punching or something. Yeah, I think if he's too far away, don't try going forward. Because that stab will hit me. Okay. Okay. No! Oh. I need to figure out how to avoid that charge, because that is stopping me from being able to get close. And it's also pushing me away. There's always that, like, the roar that... Oh, I didn't... That was worthless. You did a good job, my friend. You totally punished me for not taking you seriously again. Because I've been running past you almost every other time. Try that again, shall we? Okay. Run, 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 run. There we go. That's better. That's what I wanted to happen the first time. Well, the time before I just died. Alright, flame on. And we go in. Ta-da. Ooh, got lucky with that second hit. Okay. What, it takes like 15 parries to do it properly? Because that's 3, and that gets down to about 25% HP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 12 to 13 parries, I think, to get Gundyr. So. I don't think having the Ember actually helped that much, honestly. Feels better to not waste the resource on it if I can. Run, 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 run. Yeah, thank you. Big jumps. Okay. And I'm back in the room. I'm half worried that I'm gonna, like, lose the timing for the first initial parry. Like, I thought that was too early, but I managed to get away with it. That was definitely too early. That was too late? That was too early again. I'm losing the timing. Alright, so he should be in his second phase now? Yeah. Oh! Ooh! He will turn around and chase you. Okay. So I didn't want to take another hit there. Do another hit there. Because I was like, I wonder if I can just, like, roll around him. But no, he will follow you in a circle, quite a tight circle, and then punish you. Okay. So I think once I know he's going to go into his second phase, it's actually better to just back off from him. Because otherwise I'm going to get trapped in the roar. And the charge follow-up as well. I've got to think what the goal for the next Soul Level 1 stream will be then. Assuming that we don't beat Gundyr, it'll be beat Gundyr. Then Dragon Slayer armor. And then after that, it's Twin Princes, right? Is that the second to final boss? Not in his second phase just yet, right? I think I can get one more parry in. Yeah. That was too early. And that killed me on the follow-up. I should really figure out what he's weak to. Because he's got red eyes in his second phase, that means he is weak to abyssal effective weapons. But I don't think I can actually use any abyssal effective weapons. And the longsword's at +6 anyway, so it's like that's probably the best thing I'm going to be able to use anyway. Is there, like... I don't suppose he's weak to fire necessarily. It's more like the fire from Karthus Flame Arc does a set damage increase, as was mentioned last time. I suppose I could try using like a Pine Bundle if he's weak to magic damage. I do have some of those. Not a lot, but some. I don't know. I guess Gundyr's real weakness is parrying. Alright, so... Gundyr, my boy! How you doing today? Stab you in the stomach. And give you a nice follow-up as well. Avoid that big ground. Come on. Forward. Attack. Maybe get another cheeky hit. Yeah. Attack. This time, don't go for the cheeky hit, because it's going to be the second phase. Run! Hang on. What's the camera doing? Oh, he's not in his second phase. Are you serious? I didn't realize those rocks hit you. Alright, this will definitely be second phase, though. Alright, time for it, time for it, time for it. That was way too early. I think you can probably parry the follow-up from the charge. How? Oh, punch. That might be parryable. That probably is parryable. Okay. So he's below 50% for the first time. Oh, big punch. Let's back it up. I can parry that. I don't know why I'm running away from it. That, I'm not sure on that. Run! Okay. 7 Estus Flask remaining. Gonna take at least 5 more parries, I think. Oh, the music's kicking in. That was terrible. Oh, I keep getting caught by that. There we go. Alright. That's one more parry. Ooh, managed to avoid that. That's 2 more parries. That's not what I wanted, but whatever. That was too early. Heal. I can parry this, but I'm going to back away. This, I don't know. Ooh. Ah, I'm getting caught by that every single time. Stop doing that. I don't like that. That's 3. Come down to the wire. Deal. That's 4. I can probably kill him now. Yeah, one more hit. Didn't take 5 parries. Jump for joy! Woo! Champion Gundyr defeated. Sweet. 60,000. Alrighty, so Black Knight's in the way, isn't there? Well, let's open the door at least. I want to spend the 60,000 on the equipment that the Handmaiden has. But there are Black Knights in the way that might kill me. So, let's go ahead and set the bonfire. I might be able to make it through because I've got an Ember restored now. But... okay. Come on. We're here for the good stuff. Here for the good stuff. I can see it. See Firelink. Just need to get there. Need to get there. Oh! Ember saved me. Bro. Okay, heal. Alright. We made it to Dark Firelink. So this is the coiled sword fragment. Got blacksmith's hammer over here, I think. Yep. And there's nothing where Orbeck is. There's nothing where Cornix is. But where Arena usually is, there's an illusory wall. Now we can get the good music. Eyes of a Firekeeper. I don't know if giving that to the Firekeeper actually locks you into a certain ending, though. Anyway. Hello, Shrine Handmaiden.
Well, fancy that. A lost lamb wandereth in, with nary a peep from the bell.
What bell?
Well, thou shouldst my purpose know. What can this old handmaid provide thee?
I require this. Thank you. I'll probably take the Artorias set as well, because why not? 2 embers is nice. And I don't need Homeward Bones anymore. Although I can trade the coiled sword fragment in for a Titanite slab. So, I don't know.
Best not.
Best not tarry long. Alright, so we can take off Carthus Milk Ring. And we finally have the Astora Straight Sword. So I now feel confident in upgrading this with a Raw Infusion and generally just getting good over and over. So, but yeah, we've been going for about 3 hours. Is it exactly 3 hours? Not quite, but almost. So I think that will be a good place to call the stream for today. Just go ahead and do this Raw Infusion and Astora Sword upgrades. So Astora Sword is this one. Need 3 more Titanite chunks. We will infuse it with only the one, but I'm happy with this. Finally happy to commit to it.
Be careful. I
don't want to work squander.
Ah,
Do you have anything to say because we sell you in the past slash future slash whatever it is? Time's convoluted. We can buy some twinkling finite scales. Ah, the washing pole. Nice. Can get target shield, buckler. I can't even use these. Oh, I can with the Carthus milk ring, actually. That's why I could use them. Okay, well. What does Gundyr's soul? Oh, Gundyr's gives me the prisoner's chain, of course. That's what you want to go to Gundyr for as well. Let's get that.
We did much.
Oh, hello.
Of what the film seems.
Yes. I totally forgot you had stuff to say after getting those eyes on the Firekeeper. The prisoner's chain increases vigor, endurance, and vitality, but take more damage. So that means we can get rid of the Chloranthy ring, I guess. This? That. Isn't that amazing? 15, 15, 15. It means this armor set we're wearing can be upgraded. Should we cosplay as Artorias for a bit? Not even that heavy, is it? No, it's actually a little bit lighter. Huh. I'm Artorias! Woo! Never understood why this is the Wolf Knight set, because it doesn't really look like a wolf to me. It looks more like an eagle. An eagle's beak. But, I don't know. It would be cool to cosplay for a bit, but can I actually wear the Katarina set? Is that... No. That ain't happening. Unfortunate. Is there anything heavier, though, that is good? Black Iron set? Again, too heavy. Exile and Executioner, maybe. I guess it depends on the chest piece, doesn't it? Like, the Exile armor stuff, 68.9. It's too heavy. Alright, we will cosplay as Artorias for the time being. Because why not? And I can put the Grass Crest shield back on. Over here. Cool. Alright. Look at that. Look at that health increase. Look at that. That's amazing. Oh, I'm astounded. Anyway. So that is probably where I'm going to call this stream for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I am very glad we actually did make progress in it. Not just spun our wheels for a little bit. So yeah, let's do the wrap up. So, if you like this and you want to watch more of it, you can watch us live at twitch.tv/RiggyRob in case you're watching us on the Twitch VOD or the YouTube catch-up. So, it would be nice to get some more followers. I know some of our friends have been looking for follower goals, but we have a sub goal because we are Twitch affiliates. If we reach 15 subscribers or 15 sub points concurrently, then I will go ahead and shave my head. As you can probably tell, I need a haircut. So, again, kind of hoping we do reach that goal. And I think, starting from next week, the very generous gift sub to the community might start needing to be renewed by people. So, if it doesn't happen by then, we may need to like give it a little bit of a push, a bit of a nudge towards that. But we'll see about that. Yeah, it'd be nice to get there organically rather than inflating our own numbers, as it were. But we do have that sub goal, so 15 subscribers or 15 sub points, I will shave my head. On the top right, we have the Black Lives Matter movement donation goal from Tiltify. So we got an anonymous donation of $20 towards I Need Diverse Games, so people trying to make more games with protagonists who are black or protagonists of different ethnicities. Basically more diverse stuff than just generic white dude military shooter man, basically. So thank you very much for whoever donated that $20. And yeah, I only set it to $100 because that's the minimum you can do it in Tiltify. So yeah, if it's only $20 we get, that's still more than I ever expected. So thank you very much. I'll make sure this goes up onto YouTube. So if you are watching this on YouTube, this will seem a bit weird, but it will be up on YouTube in a little bit. So RiggyRob+PimmsyPlay, youtube.com /RiggyRob+PimmsyPlay. That is in the link. Link is in chat now. You can also follow us on Discord and Twitter, and that'll tell you when we go live as well. Twitter's probably the best thing to keep updated on, because I'll be like on my phone and say, hey, by the way, we need to make sure the cats get wormed, so we're going to give them inflatable collars and make them stop licking each other's necks so that they don't get poisoned by the worming treatment. So you can follow us on Discord and Twitter there. And our schedule. So Twitch, I think, has rolled out the new layout, which has a scheduled tab. So on that, you should see that we go live on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, 8 PM UK time on the weekdays, and 10 AM UK time on Sundays. So that's 3 PM and 12 PM on the weekdays, Eastern and Pacific, and then 5 AM, 2 AM Eastern Pacific on the Sundays as well. And on Sunday, chances are, I'll probably just carry on with more Dark Souls 3 Soul Level 1 run. So we've got, what? Dragon Slayer Armor, Lothric Princes, and then technically a Soul of Cinder? I don't know, I can't remember how the bosses go in this game now. So we've got stuff to do, but then we can potentially move on to DLCs, or optional bosses, like Nameless King. That's going to be a long time. Yeah, it'll be fun to see if we get there. So. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for me today, guys. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.